Hello guys, and welcome to a brand new Minecraft mini-series that I am going to be producing for you. Within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be producing a few mini episodes. This episode is basically going to be explaining the rough stages of how I build some of the ships you see before you on the MC Earth server. I'm going to be breaking it down into the individual steps in mini episodes, so if you want to see in detail how I do them, then you're going to have to be taking a look at those episodes in detail. During those episodes in detail, we are going to be building start to finish the new gunship that I'm going to be designing for Japan on the MC Earth server. If you'd like to join MC Earth, the IP and website link will be down in the description. So let's get started.
Hold up.
Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be going over the quick overview of the steps that it took me to make this schooner that I built for Argentina on the MC Earth server. It is currently owned by Super Bear. It was originally mine before I left Argentina, and I gave him ownership. So we are going to go all the way to the start. I normally build my ships in 3 to 4 steps. Fourth is normally for the bigger ones, and I'm going to be getting into that in a later video. So basically, this is the bare minimum. I'm basically laying out what I kind of want the ship to look like. How high? First I just lay the bottom, right? Pretty easy. Then I say, okay, how high do I want this to be? Alrighty, and then basically I just go from there and I make a basic layout. As you can see, I don't get all the dimensions right, but I get most of it right, and that just comes with experience. On the next one, I'm going to spine the ship. I'm going to show you the proper way, or I guess not the proper way, but the way I normally spine my ships. That way I can get the curve of the ship. So more detail on this part in the next video. Now after this, I filled in the spine and the ribs of the ship completely, and I've colored it. In the next part, I've added the deck. As you can see, I've don't have any deck here. I've actually removed the deck from there. Normally, if I'm going on to the second or third part, depending on how big the ship is, I've removed the deck. That way I can just get the spines. So I add the deck. I add some of the basics of where I want the sails to be. I don't really add any rigging yet, because I still modify the masts quite a bit during this stage, and after I'm done modifying the masts, I add in these, which are the starts to the rigging, as you can see here. So I basically do a rough of where I want the rigging to start, and this point right here is actually normally about where I want the rigging to end, depending on the type of ship that I'm building. On to the final stage. It's basically adding detail to the cabin. As you can see, I don't normally do the cabins until stage 3, and sometimes I don't even do it until stage 4 or 5 if I'm working on a big ship. I normally do these cabins at the very end, just because they're really hard to me personally. I'm not very good at cabins, and I just kind of want them to look as professional as possible. I kind of went with a very clean small cabin on this build because it's just a merchant ship. It's not a warship. It's not housing a lot of people, so it was just a small, very casual cabin in this build. Normally I do the rigging before I do the sails, but in the case of this build, I actually did both of these two sails before I actually did any of the rigging. And that is because of this right here. I wanted to make sure that the rigging realistically could A, hook on to this first sail, and B, that it wouldn't be touching this or, you know, going through it or anything. So that's why I built the sails first. Alrighty guys, so in the next video I'm going to be showing you start to finish, in detail in this series, a small gunboat Mach 2. The gunboat Mach 1 that I currently have, that I've built for Argentina and have for sale on the MC Earth server. I have the design for sale, and I can also build them. I'm going to be building a successor for it, as it's, you know, pretty small. I'm not really a big fan of the looks of this ship. The design and you know, how small it is and how compact compared to, you know, its firepower is pretty good. But I want to build something that's maybe about a third, not a third, but probably 2/3 the size of this schooner that I've built. So it's pretty small. I mean, the schooner is actually a pretty small ship, but it's actually the third or fourth biggest one that I've built on the MC Earth server so far. So guys, hope you enjoyed. Leave a like down below, and I will see you guys all next time for the next episode. Goodbye.
Yo!